Hey there, my name's Anna. Welcome to English Podcast with Subtitles.
Hi, my name is Jay. We're so glad you're here. If you want to improve your English and have fun while doing it, you've come to the right place.
We chat about everyday topics, share helpful tips, and bring you real conversations, all with subtitles to make learning super easy.
Absolutely, Anna. No matter where you are on your English journey, we're here to help.
So grab your headphones, hit subscribe, and let's learn together, one episode at a time.
Welcome to the Deep Dive. This is where we take materials you're interested in and, well, we pull out the knowledge that really counts. Today, we're focusing on a C1 level English vocabulary list, specifically words starting with the letter A.
That's right. And it's key, really, for anyone wanting more nuance, more impact in their communication.
Yeah, expressing complex stuff or understanding it better.
Exactly. Whether it's getting through, complex texts or just expressing sophisticated ideas yourself, a strong command of advanced vocabulary is pretty essential. And this list, it's a great place to start.
Totally agree. And what's great about the sources, the ones you shared,
Yeah.
they aren't just dry definitions, right? We get examples.
Context, yeah. Shows how the words actually work. And mnemonics, too.
Exactly. Those little memory tricks. Helps it all stick. So our mission today is to explore these words, make it informative, sure, but also really help you expand that vocabulary and sharpen communication skills.
Sounds good.
Okay, let's dive in. First word, aberration.
Right. Aberration. It's a noun. The definition is a departure from what is normal or expected, typically unwelcome.
Typically unwelcome, okay? And the example.
The example sentence is, the sudden snowstorm in June was an aberration in the city's usual warm weather.
A June snowstorm. Yeah, you can immediately get the picture. Definitely not normal and probably not welcome either.
Exactly.
So what's the mnemonic? How do we remember aberration?
The mnemonic is, think of aberation, making an error from the norm.
Ah, okay.
It uses that sound, ERR, linking it to making a mistake or deviating. And notice the definition also has that feel, not just different, but unwelcome.
That link to error is really helpful. It cements that idea of something going wrong or being unexpectedly negative. Okay, moving on then. Abstruse.
Abstruse. This one's an adjective. It means difficult to understand. Obscure.
Difficult to understand. And the example.
The professor's lecture on quantum physics was so abstruse that even the top students struggled.
Huh. Yeah, quantum physics usually fits that bill. Sounds about right. What's the memory aid for abstruse?
Okay, so the mnemonic is, abstruse sounds like abstract plus confuse. Overly abstract and confusing.
Abstract and confuse.
Yeah, it emphasizes that feeling of being, lost in complicated ideas, things that are just really far from everyday understanding.
I can see that. That abstract and confuse combo. It's a good hook for something hard to grasp. Right, next up, acrimonious.
Acrimonious, another adjective. It describes something that is angry and bitter, especially in speech or debate.
Angry and bitter. The example.
Their divorce led to an acrimonious battle over custody of their children.
Oof. Yeah, sadly, we can probably all picture situations turning acrimonious. It's that really sharp, nasty tone in how people talk.
Exactly. And the mnemonic for this one?
Yeah.
It's acrid, sharp like acrid, plus ammonious, like harmonious, but the opposite. Sharp, harsh words.
Oh, I like that breakdown.
Yeah, it really gives it that biting quality of acrimonious language. Acrid gives you that sharpness straight away.
It does. It signals the intensity. Okay, changing gears a bit now. Alacrity. Sounds more positive.
It is. Alacrity is a noun. Definition. Cheerful readiness or eagerness.
Cheerful readiness. Example.
She accepted the job offer with alacrity, excited to start her new role.
Ah, that feeling like, yes, absolutely, let's do this. What's the mnemonic?
This was neat. It sounds like a lack of rigidity, being flexible and eager.
A lack of rigidity.
Think about it, right? If you're really eager, you're not stiff or hesitant. You're flexible, ready to go.
That makes total sense. That physical sense of enthusiasm not being stiff. I like it. Okay, next word, ameliorate.
Ameliorate, it's a verb, means to make something bad better, improve.
Improve something bad. Got it. Example.
The new policy aims to ameliorate working conditions for employees.
A very useful word then, especially for talking about solutions, progress. What's the mnemonic trick?
Think ameliorate. It's like better in Latin, melior.
Ah, the Latin root.
Yeah, it directly links the word to improvement. Those root connections can be super helpful for recall.
Definitely. They provide a strong anchor. Okay, our next word is anomaly.
Anomaly. Yeah. Means something that deviates from the norm. An irregularity.
Okay. Deviates from the norm. Example.
The scientists discovered an anomaly in the data that couldn't be explained.
Right. So this sounds a bit like aberration. Something out of the ordinary. Is there a key difference? Maybe less negative.
That's spot on. It's subtle, but yeah, both mean deviations. But aberration often carries that unwelcome tag we talked about.
Right.
Anomaly is more neutral, just different from the typical. And irregularity. The mnemonic reflects that too. It's pretty straightforward. Anomaly.
Not normal.
Not normal.
Yeah.
Simple, effective. And remembering that anomaly doesn't necessarily have that unwelcome aspect is key for choosing the right word. Good distinction. Okay, let's move to antipathy.
Antipathy. This is a noun defined as a strong feeling of dislike or aversion.
Strong dislike. Example.
She felt deep antipathy toward dishonesty in any form.
Okay, this feels much stronger than just, not liking something, like a real deep-seated opposition. Exactly. The anti-prefix gives it away, doesn't it? Signals that strong negative feeling right off the bat.
It does. An opathy for feeling.
Precisely. The mnemonic reinforces it. Anti, against, plus petity, feeling. Against feeling, basically strong dislike or aversion.
Got it. Those roots really help gauge the intensity. Next, aplomb. Sounds fancy.
Aplomb. It's a noun. It means self-confidence, especially in a demanding situation.
Ah, composure under pressure. The example.
Despite the tough interview questions, she answered with aplomb.
Nice. That cool, collected way of handling things. We all admire that. What's the memory trick for aplomb?
It sounds like a plumb, someone balanced, like using a plumb line.
Oh, like the tool builders use.
Exactly. A plumb line ensures something is perfectly vertical, balanced. Someone with a plumb keeps their composure, their balance, even when things are tough.
That's a great visual, unwavering balance. I can picture that. Okay, now we have assiduous.
Assiduous,
Yeah.
adjective, meaning showing great care, attention, and effort.
Care, attention, effort. Example.
His assiduous research earned him a top grade on the thesis.
Speaks to real dedication, thoroughness. The mnemonic.
Assiduous, as if sitting, long hours, working hard.
Ah, putting in the hours.
Yeah, it connects the word to that image of just persistence, dedication. Really highlights the time and focus needed to be assiduous.
That image definitely brings it to life. Okay, next word is avarice.
Avarice. Noun. Defined as extreme greed for wealth or material gain.
Extreme greed. Example.
The billionaire's avarice led him to exploit his workers.
A pretty stark and unpleasant trait. What's the mnemonic for avarice?
This one's quite vivid. Avarice. A very icy heart, cold and greedy.
Wow, a very icy heart.
Yeah, that imagery of a frozen, unfeeling heart. It really underlines the negative, selfish side of avarice. It's quite striking.
It really is. That coldness emphasizes the lack of empathy often tied to extreme greed. Okay, let's move to abrogate.
Abrogate, verb. It means to repeal or abolish a law, agreement, or custom, formally.
Formally getting rid of something established, like a law. Example.
The government abrogated the outdated treaty to establish new policies.
Makes sense. What's the memory aid here?
Abrogate, a broke gate, like breaking an old rule or barrier.
So broke gate. I like that.
The image of a broken gate signifying the end of something established, it's pretty memorable. Give a clear visual for repealing something.
It does. The gate's gone just like the law is gone. Okay, next up is abscond.
Abscond, another verb, means to leave hurriedly and secretly, typically to escape.
Ah, doing a runner. Example.
The thief absconded with the jewels before the police arrived.
Classic getaway. What's the mnemonic for abscond?
Abscond, absent in a con. Think, sneaky escape.
Absent in a con.
Yeah, it links the word to that idea of a deceptive, hurried departure. The con part adds that element of trickery or maybe doing something wrong.
That's clever. Highlights the sneaky, often illicit nature of absconding. Okay, now for accolade.
Accolade, this one's a noun, refers to an award or privilege granted as a special honor.
Recognition. Awards. Example.
She received numerous accolades for her groundbreaking research.
Nice. Recognizing significant achievement. And the mnemonic.
Okay, this one's a bit quirky. It sounds like a cold latte, but think of a gold medal instead.
A cold latte. Okay.
Yeah, it's an auditory link. Might seem unexpected, but sometimes those slightly odd connections are the ones that really stick in your memory.
They often are. That element of surprise helps recall. Right. Next is acquiesce.
Acquiesce.
Yeah.
Verb, meaning to accept something reluctantly, but without protest.
Reluctant acceptance, no protest. Example.
He acquiesced to their demands despite his objections.
Ah, that silent, maybe grudging agreement. What's the mnemonic?
Acquiesce. A quiet yes. Silent agreement.
A quiet yes.
Directly captures it right. Accepting without fighting back outwardly, even if you disagree inside. That internal conflict, but external compliance.
Very clear. Highlights that internal conflict. Okay, let's move on. Acumen.
Acumen. Noun. Defined as keen insight or sharpness in judgment.
Sharp judgment. The example.
Her business acumen helped the company thrive during the crisis.
That sharp, perceptive thinking that leads to good decisions. Would you say acumen often relates to a specific field? Like business acumen?
Often, yes. You can have general acumen, sure, but it frequently pops up in contexts like business, finance, strategy.
Yeah.
It implies a specific sharpness in understanding and navigating those particular areas.
Okay.
The mnemonic is acumen, a Q for smart men or people, sharp thinking.
A Q for smart. Okay, I see the link to quick understanding and intelligence. Next, adulation.
Adulation, noun again, refers to excessive admiration or praise.
Excessive praise. Example.
The celebrity grew tired of the constant adulation from fans.
Right, that over-the-top, almost worshipful kind of praise. Mnemonic.
Adulation.
Yeah.
Treating someone like a doll, like idolizing them.
Treating them like a doll.
Yeah, it's a slightly exaggerated image, but it helps get across that idea of excessive admiration, putting someone on a pedestal almost.
It does capture that sense of admiration taken too far. Okay, now aesthetic.
Aesthetic. This could be an adjective or a noun. It means concerned with beauty or artistic appreciation.
Beauty, art, style. Example.
The gallery's aesthetic emphasized minimalism and light.
Got it. And the mnemonic for aesthetic.
Aesthetic, artistic. Think the arts.
Ah, direct link.
Yeah, pretty straightforward connection to the core meaning. Links it to a concept most people know.
Simple and effective. Let's move to affable.
Affable, adjective, means friendly, good-natured, and easy to talk to.
Friendly, approachable. Example.
His affable demeanor made him popular at social events.
That warm quality. What's the mnemonic?
Affable, able to affect, positively influence others.
Able to affect. Interesting take.
Yeah, it highlights the positive impact someone who's affable has, their ability to connect well with people.
That's a nice way to frame it, the positive ripple effect. Next, aloof.
Aloof, adjective again, describes someone who is emotionally distant or uninvolved.
Distant, detached. Example.
The manager seemed aloof, rarely engaging with his team.
That sense of being separate, maybe unapproachable. Mnemonic.
Aloof, a roof, like someone staying high up under their own roof, detached from others below.
Oh, I can visualize that.
Yeah, that image of being separate, above it all, captures that feeling of distance.
Definitely. Someone under a roof, separate from the action. Okay, now amalgamate.
Amalgamate, verb, means to combine or unite into a single entity.
Combining, merging, example.
The two companies amalgamated to form a stronger corporation.
Right, joining forces. What's the mnemonic?
Amalgamant, a mallet game, like merging parts together in a game with a mallet.
Ha! A mallet game.
It's a playful image, bringing different pieces together into one. Helps recall the meaning.
That's fun. The mallet bringing the pieces together. Okay, next is ambivalent.
Ambivalent, adjective, means having mixed feelings or contradictory ideas.
Mixed feelings. Example.
She felt ambivalent about moving abroad. Excited, but nervous.
Ah, torn between two things. Mnemonic.
Uses the parts. Ambi, meaning both, plus valent, related to values or feelings. Torn between two opinions or feelings.
Ah, the prefix ambi, meaning both.
Exactly. That ambi root is a great clue for remembering that duality.
Makes perfect sense. Okay, let's move to amorphous.
Amorphous, adjective, defined as lacking a clear shape or structure.
Shapeless. Example.
The amorphous cloud of gas floated in space.
Without a defined form. Mnemonic.
Amorphous, no morph.
Jefe.
Yeah, it's a direct negation of morph, which relates to shape or form. Makes the meaning very clear. It tells you what it isn't.
Simple and effective. Next. Anachronistic.
Anachronistic, adjective, means belonging to a period other than the one portrayed. Outdated.
Out of time. Misplaced historically. Example.
A film's anachronistic use of smartphones in the 1800s was jarring.
Huh. Yeah, that would definitely be jarring. What's the mnemonic?
Again, breaking it down helps. Anachronistic, against time. Chron relates to time. Ana means against or contrary to, so misplaced in time.
Using those prefixes and roots again. Helpful.
Very. Root knowledge is powerful for vocabulary.
True. Now, analogous.
Analogous.
Yeah.
Adjective, meaning similar or comparable in certain respects.
Similar, comparable.
Example,
The structure of an atom is analogous to a tiny solar system.
showing a resemblance. Mnemonic,
Analogious, like an analogy, comparison.
straight link to analogy.
Exactly. Connects it directly to that familiar concept of drawing parallels or comparisons.
Easy enough. Next is anathema. Sounds serious.
It is quite strong. Anathema is a noun, refers to something or someone intensely disliked or loathed.
Intensely disliked. Wow. Example.
Corruption is anathema to ethical governance.
Okay, something utterly repugnant in that context. Mnemonic.
A nasty theme,
That's
something
true.
hated.
Nasty thing.
It's an auditory association, linking it to a negative concept to help fix that meaning of intense dislike or hatred.
I get that. The sound creates that negative link. Let's move to anecdotal.
Anecdotal, adjective, defined as based on personal accounts rather than facts or research. Based on stories, not data. Example.
His argument relied on anecdotal evidence, not data.
Relying on personal stories instead of solid proof. Mnemonic.
This was quite playful. Anecdote. A story told over a neck. Chat.
Over a neck, like a chat.
Yeah, connects it to casual storytelling, highlighting that personal, informal nature of anecdotal evidence, not formal research.
That's a fun way to remember it, linking it to informal chats. Okay, next. Anguish.
Anguish. Noun. Meaning severe mental or physical pain.
Severe pain. Example.
The mother's anguish over her missing child was unbearable.
Deep suffering. Distress.
Mnemonic. Anguish. Anguish sounds like anguish. Pain.
So the word itself sounds like the feeling.
Pretty much. Sometimes the most direct association works best. The sound itself carries that weight of suffering.
True enough, simplest link can be the strongest. Now, antediluvian. That's a mouthful.
It is antediluvian, adjective, meaning extremely old or outdated, literally before the flood.
Before the flood. Wow. Example.
His antediluvian views on gender roles shock the audience.
Incredibly ancient or old-fashioned views. That literal meaning is really evocative.
Isn't it? Ante means before, diluvian relates to the flood. like the biblical flood.
So prehistoric, basically.
Exactly. Breaking it down to the literal roots hammers home that meaning of extreme age.
Yeah.
It's fascinating how history gets embedded in words like that.
It really adds depth. Okay, let's move to apocryphal.
Apocryphal. Adjective, meaning of doubtful authenticity, widely circulated but false.
Doubtful authenticity, likely false. Example.
The apocryphal tale claimed George Washington chopped down a cherry tree.
Ah, the cherry tree story. A famous example of something probably not true, even if everyone knows it. What's the mnemonic?
Apocryphal, a fake cry, like a false story.
A fake cry.
Yeah, that auditory link to something insincere or fake helps you remember the lack of authenticity, connects it to being made up.
I like that connection to fakeness or deception. Next, apprise.
Apprise, verb, means to inform or notify someone.
Just to inform. Exam.
Please apprise me of any changes to the schedule.
Straightforward. Mnemonic.
Apprise, appraise, like bringing up information, raising it to someone's attention.
Upraise information. Clear and concise. Now arduous.
Arduous,
Yes.
adjective, meaning involving strenuous effort, difficult.
Requires hard work. Example.
The hike up the mountain was an arduous journey.
Takes a lot of effort. Mnemonic.
Arduous, hard-us, hard for us.
Hard for us.
Yeah, makes it personal, relatable, connects directly to that feeling of something requiring significant effort being difficult for us.
Definitely feels like something that would be hard for us. Okay, let's move to ascertain.
Ascertain, verb, meaning to find out for certain.
Find out for sure. Example.
Detectives work to ascertain the cause of the fire.
Discover with certainty. Mnemonic.
Ascertain as certain as possible.
Ah, right there in the word.
Exactly. Direct link to certainty. Emphasizes that goal of getting clarity.
Easy to remember. Next, asperity.
Asperity, noun, refers to harshness of tone or manner.
Harsh tone. Example.
His asperity during the debate alienated the audience.
That sharp, unpleasant way of speaking. Mnemonic.
Asp, like the snake,
Mhm.
plus arity, sharp like a snake's bite.
Ooh, sharp like a snake's bite.
Yeah, that imagery of a stinging bite really conveys the feeling of asperity, that harshness in voice or manner.
That's vivid.
Yeah.
Really highlights the unpleasantness. Okay, now assuage.
Assuage, verb, meaning to make an unpleasant feeling less intense, to soothe.
Soothe, lessen something bad. Example.
The apology did little to assuage her anger.
Make anger less intense. Mnemonic.
Assuage sounds like sway, to soften or sway the pain.
Sway the pain.
Yeah, like gently swaying to calm someone. It connects to easing or alleviating discomfort.
That gentle motion helps visualize making something less intense. Okay, astute.
Astute, adjective, meaning having sharp judgment, shrewd.
Sharp judgment again. Example.
The astute investor predicted the market crash.
Keen, perceptive judgment. Mnemonic.
A student, like a smart learner.
A student, implying smartness.
Yeah, association with intelligence, learning quickly, having that sharp intellect.
I like that connection. Next, atrophy.
Atrophy can be a noun or a verb. Means wasting away, especially of body tissue.
Wasting away.
Example.
Muscles atrophy without regular exercise.
Weakening, deteriorating. Mnemonic.
A trophy, no trophy, as in losing strength, not winning a prize for it.
Ah, no trophy for strength.
Right, it links to losing something associated with strength or achievement, emphasizing that decline, the wasting away.
That's clever. The opposite of getting a trophy. Now, audacious.
Audacious,
Yeah.
adjective, meaning bold or daring, often recklessly so.
Bold, daring, maybe risky. Example.
The audacious plan involves sneaking into the rival's base.
Sounds pretty daring. Mnemonic.
Audacious audio. Think loud, bold action.
Loud action.
Yeah, connects to some loud, attention-grabbing, reflecting the boldness. Actions that really stand out because they're so daring.
I can hear the boldness in that. Let's move to augment.
Augment. Verb, meaning to increase or enhance.
Increase. Make bigger or better. Example.
She augmented her income with freelance work.
Added to her income. Mnemonic.
Augment. August, like the month often associated with growth. Harvest.
Ah, seasonal growth.
Yeah, that connection to things growing or increasing in August could be a good memory cue for the meaning increase.
That's a nice natural connection. Next is austere.
Austere, adjective, meaning severe or strict in manner, plain.
Severe, strict, plain. Example.
The monk lived an austere life with few possessions.
Simple, no extravagance, maybe harsh. Mnemonic.
Austere,
Yeah.
a stern tear.
Strict and harsh.
A stern tear.
Wow.
It's a bit dramatic, maybe, but it emphasizes that severity, the lack of comfort or softness associated with austere, that stark feeling.
It's memorable, though. Captures the severity. Okay, our final word for today. Autonomy.
Autonomy. Noun, meaning self-governance, independence.
Self-rule. Example.
The region fought for autonomy from the central government.
Right. The state of being independent. Mnemonic.
Back to the roots. Autonomy. Auto, self, plus nami, law. Exactly. Clearly indicates self-rule, being governed by your own laws or principles.
Perfect. Well, wow, that was quite the journey through A words at the C1 level.
It was a good list.
From aberration right through to autonomy. It's amazing how much ground we covered just with one letter. Different concepts, deviations, positive traits, removing things, changing things.
Yes, and what really comes through is how mastering words like these lets you communicate with so much more precision. Think about the difference between aberration and anomaly.
Right, that nuance.
Or just saying dislike versus feeling deep antipathy.
Yeah.
It really shows the richness of English, doesn't it?
Absolutely. And for you listening, remember the goal here isn't just sounding smart, though that's nice too.
Okay.
It's about having the right tools, being able to articulate complex thoughts clearly, understanding nuances. That's crucial for really engaging with the world. We gave you definitions, examples, those mnemonics, hopefully making it more structured, more memorable.
Yeah, think how much clearer it is to say someone handled a tough situation with aplomb instead of just saying they were confident.
Right.
It captures something specific.
Exactly. Which brings us to a final thought for you. Now that you've encountered these words, how do you make them your own? Maybe just pick one or two that resonated with you this week.
Yeah, a small goal.
And consciously try to slip them into a conversation, or maybe use them in an email or some writing. See how they feel. See how using a word like, say, assorge might convey something more specific than just calm down.
That's a great challenge. How might having this richer vocabulary actually shift your perspective or deepen your understanding when you read or listen? Which word from this A list stood out most to you, and how could you actively use it? Something to think about.